Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So in this one, we're actually doing a encore for the night. We're gonna go over the YieldMax dividends for Group D, which is coming basically in less than 8 hours. So let's go on here real quick and let's see here. Just need to monetize this real quick. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I literally just did a video and back again very soon. But I realized for some reason I was off on my days because I forgot it was Tuesday, not Wednesday. So let's go over here again as a reminder for those of you fairly new to the dividend investing space or to YieldMax or high yield dividends. Um, YieldMax dividends are broken out based on there's target 12 ETFs like Biggie, Soxy, and one more. Let me just go here. So we've got covered call ETFs, we've got fund of funds ETFs, we've got ultra ETFs, short option income, target 12, Dorsey Wright portfolio, zero date expiration, similar to Roundhill, and then UCITS. These I'm not familiar with actually. That's something new. Oh, these are in other countries. We'll talk about these in another video. But so there's distribution schedules for target 12 ETFs and for group A, B, C, and D. So for the target 12, those are paid like once a month. And then for these are paid, they're broken into groups A, B, C, and D, basically on a 4-week rotating schedule. So that is that. So for this month, Group D is tomorrow, and then Group A is next week. So June 4th, 5th, and 6th are the key dates this week. So we've got the declaration date, the X date, and the record date, and the payment date. So June 4th, 5th, and 6th are those dates respectively. So these will be paid out June 6th, D-Day, Friday. And let's go over, so Group D, so here is all the funds broken out based on, so we've got weekly dividend ETFs. There's about 2, 4, 6, 8, there's 9 of them. So there's 9 weekly payers. And these pay weekly, hence the name. And then we've got Group A, B, C, and D. So Group D consists of AIYY, AMZY, APLY, DISO, MSTY, SMCY, WNTR, XYZY, and YQQQ. The weekly ones consist of CHPY, GPTY, LFGY, QDTY, RDTY, SDTY, ULTI, YMAG, and YMAX. Now, YMAG and YMAX have been paying more consistently in terms of dividends. Um, the dividends have been a lot more consistent. We haven't had that third week. Like when I used to do the spreadsheet analysis, which I am going to get back to very soon, we would see like on the third week, we would have like a 5-cent dividend for one of the two because it was like that third week. So it would be lower because of like the cycle. Now we're not seeing that as much. We're getting a lot more consistent. Um, so let's review. Let's go over what we can expect. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I still have the site up over here. Here we go. So a site that I use called Drip Calculator because I use different tools. Of course, I have the magical advanced financial forecasting equipment, also known as the 8-ball. And then I have this website here, the Drip Calculator. So we've got a countdown. I said 8 hours. I lied. It's actually 6 hours, 22 minutes, and 37 seconds. So let's see. Let me do this over here. Okay, so the first one we're going to look at is AIYY. Drag this tab over here. So AIYY is in the pooper. Look at that. So according to this, this is down 1 year return, 1 year drip, and then price change for 1 year, 64% price change to the negative, 28% and 19% in terms of 1 year's drip and 1 year return, respectively. I'm surprised more of them actually don't have the little poopy icon. So AIYY, the price is abysmally low. It's down to 471. It's still paying an 82.68% payout. 32.5 cents is the last dividend. $6.07. So that's more than 100% dividend for the last year. But this one's going to be hard to sustain. So I would say that the dividend estimate for tomorrow, I'm going to say 30 cents. And that one, honestly, I would not invest. I don't give recommendations on this channel, but I would not invest in those funds. So for the next one, AMZY. So for AMZY, we've got 1607 was the last price. Let me refresh this. Make sure we're current here. Okay, so 1607. The last dividend was 79 cents. I'm gonna say, given the price performance of Amazon, let's go look at Amazon over here, AMZN. I'm surprised AI is not doing better, that C3.ai. We'll look at that one next. But as far as the price performance for Amazon, over the last month, so 190, so we've gone up $15. We're hanging like right at 205. So I'm hearing on another note, by the way, actually, selling puts on Amazon is great because the last 3 weeks you would have won. See how flat it stayed? It was like 208, then 205, 206, down to 200. So it's definitely fluctuated a little bit. And this is from a low of 167, April 21st. So if we look at basically for May, so we went up. So there was a pretty big run up here in a relatively short period of time. So I'm guessing we're going to be around 75 cents for Amazon. For Apple, 13.15. The fund price on here, 65 cents. I'm going to go conservative. I'm going to just say 60 cents. So I'm going to come in basically less than what the dividend was last month. Let me look at Apple stock. I haven't looked at Apple stock in a while. I got out of most of my holdings of Apple. So this is about the same price as Amazon. So 203. And then, yeah, we have hovered. Let's see. So we bottomed out at like 172. Though everything was like a great buy the first week of April. And right around Easter, it seems like most everything bottomed out around Easter and then came back. So May 1st, so we've actually dropped, but we might harvest a little bit of the downside. So I'm gonna go lower. Actually, I'm gonna say like 55 cents for Apply. Let me look up real quick AI, C3.ai. This one's surprising me. So this one is down 25% for the year, which is shocking because I mean an AI fund I would think would do better. So from 29 to 25, and we peaked at 42 over here. Um, let's see. So we were as high as this back in 2020 in the meme stock market. And then we fell here. We came back. So this one, this one has not been performing well. Let's see. So 21.83. So we've gone up $4. So, you know, we might get that 30 cent. We might hit that 30 cents that I was talking about for the AIYY. But that's certainly one, like I say, that I would not touch. Would not touch with a 10-foot pole. Okay, so that covers the first three. So next one, the Disney one, DISO. So DISO 14.59, 53 cents last month. Let's look at Disney stock. I like to just look at the underlying first. Let's see how Disney's been doing, just a quick review. So year to date, Disney is actually up 2%. Like everything, we bottomed out April 8th, and then we've come back. So May, Disney had a great performance for the month of May, 90.81, and then we shot up here. And then we kind of flatlined here. So we went from 91 to 113. Is that right? Basically $91 to 113. So that's a pretty substantial gain actually. So I think Disney might be better than we expect. In fact, I'm going to go higher based on this estimate here for Disney. Let's see here. 53 cents. I'm going to say 75 cents. Let's see. Is 75 cents the winning number? Let's see. Outlook good. There we go. Okay, so 75 cents is what we're going with. And then we'll watch this tomorrow and see if we were right. And so MSTY is our next one. That's a fan favorite. So MSTY, let's see over here. Welcome. Yeah, I know it's late, so we don't have too many of you, but thanks for joining. So MSTY, let's see. Actually, we want to look at MSTR. So I like to focus on the underlying because that's obviously going to have a big determining factor on our dividend price. So MSTR has had a phenomenal past year, especially like the last 5 years, 2,888%. This is like, picture being like a software engineer working for like a tech startup and being paid in stock options. Like, think about buying into this. That's the type of growth you get like in a startup. It's amazing. So 10 years, how long has this one actually been around? Apparently, and I looked at this like a year ago. It's been around since like 1998. So this was like a dot com stock. And basically, it's one that if you held the bag this whole time, you would have actually recovered. So what I've noticed about some of the dot coms, I have a theory that some of the dot com companies were like ahead of their time. So because of that, they've only started to peak for some of these within the last 5, 10, 15 years. As you see, we had like no traction on this one this whole time in the 10-year period here until late 2020. We started getting a little bit of traction, and then boom, by 2024, this was like probably the best stock of 2024. That's why MSTY was doing so well. But anyway, enough about that. So we're up 34% this year. If we look again, since that's the bottom there, if we look at May 1st, 381, so we went up $6. So we were kind of flat compared to April. Compared to April, we had a big dividend because we went from 306 to 380. This month is going to be more flat because we were pretty much flat. So I'm going to say for this one, where is it? MSTY, of course, the top one. I don't think it's going to be $2. I don't even think it's going to be. I'm going to go lower. I'm going to go like $1.25, between $1.25 and $1.50, because we didn't have much price appreciation. We stayed flat. So I think this dividend is going to be a big disappointment. So next one on the list we have SMCY. That's another tech company. So let's go look at the underlying SMCI. Now, personally, as you all know, I like the underlying on these. I'm a growth investor, so I like the underlying. So SMCI, 41.7% for the year. For the past year, we're down 43%. Now, there's another ETF I'm a big fan of on this company called SMCX. So SMCX, so this one has been around since like '07, but if you look at like SMCX, I've made some really good option premium on it. And I like to show my journey because I like to, inspire others to possibly do the same. You got to get capital and then do it, and then it's like a reverberating cycle. So this analyst here is saying SMCI at 22 times free cash flow, that it's a steal. I tend to not disagree. I think this is going to do great. Since February, you look how much this has fallen so fast. And the leveraged ETF, the SMCX, let's see how much that one is leveraged. Actually, SMCX leveraged. It's a 2x. I should know this cold, but it's a 2x. Okay, so May 1st, 32. We went all the way up to 45, then we came back down. This one does fluctuate a lot. So given the fluctuation, I'm going to go pretty high this month. So for SMCY, I'm going to go, let's see. I'm going to say $2 for SMCY. For WNTR, let's go look at that one. This one's fairly new. This is the MSTR short option strategy. So let's look at MSTR. Let's look at how MSTR has been doing. Another tech stock, another great tech stock. I would probably go long this one. So over the past year, 138%, 5 years, again, almost the same growth. So we just looked at this for MSTY. But now for the inverse one, if we look at the upward momentum, I'm going to say for the inverse fund, because it didn't move a whole lot, the inverse is not going to do too well either. So for WNTR, let's see. For WNTR, let's see. 271 last month. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a lot less. I'm gonna say like $1.50 if that. Although I could be surprised. They could have really won some of the trades, which we are gonna start looking at, by the way, very soon, I promise. So that's WNTR, and then XYZY, another fan favorite. This is the block fund that keeps changing its name. So XYZY 1033. It was 41 cents last month. So now let's go look at another one of my favorite stocks, XYZ. I don't know why they changed the ticker to this, but so XYZ is up to 63.51. It's down for the year 25.27%. It's only down 1% over the past year. Over the last 5 years, it's down 31%. So this one's been a poor performer, but it's one. And see, look at that M chart there. For the little bit that I know about technical analysis, M means murder. See? And it's kind of stupid to sit there and be like, oh, technical analysis, M means murder. If you look at the letter M, like if on a chart, it has to mean murder, right? Because that means it went up, it went down, back up a little bit, then way down, thus the M. So M means murder. But anyway, that's been over since 2022. I still want to believe this company will get its act together. This analyst says a quick recovery now at a crossroads, maintain strong buy. They have it rated as a strong buy. So if we look at, so May 1st, we went down. So there's some downside they could have captured there, then some rapid upside. So we didn't go up overall a whole lot, but there was definitely some fluctuation that could justify a higher dividend. So I'm going to go a little bit higher. I'm going to say 60 cents on this one. And I could be completely wrong. If I'm completely wrong, put the clown hat on me, put the dunce hat on me. I expect to see memes and all of that. The last but not least is YQQQ. So YQQQ is over here. YQQQ 1489. It was 43.6 last month. So let's see, YQQQ, what do we have for this bad boy? So this is the NASDAQ 100 short. Shorting the NASDAQ right now, folks, I would advise well, I don't advise, but I would say it's a bad idea to short the NASDAQ right now. All right, so see, it's been dropping because the NASDAQ has been going up. So for those of you that got in here thinking it was going to keep going, tough luck for you, right? All right, so 1632, so we've dropped like $1.40. Should I do it on a calculator to look really dumb? Okay, so mid-May. So there's been some drops. So we've got some volatility to harvest there. So for YQQQ, I'm going to go, I'll say 50 cents. All right, we'll round it out at 50 cents. Okay, so Mike says MSTY is a real wild card given YieldMax paid out much more than expected with NVDY. I'm happy with 150 for MSTY. Yeah, we'll see, but I agree the dividends could still surprise us. So anyway, that, folks, is our dividend estimates for tomorrow. As a bonus content here, let's just go look at the market futures. Market futures. I hate to go to CNN, so let's go over here. CNBC. So it looks like we're down. The Dow, the S&P, and then the NASDAQ. It looks like everything's down, so everything's going to open slightly down. So we can't always be up, though. Let's look at, you know what, for shits and giggles, got to look at NVIDIA, my favorite, right? So we were up really substantially today. I'm actually going to get called out of my NVIDIA this week because I did June 6th calls like I was showing. Oh, it kicked me out. I don't want to get off topic because the video is pretty much done, but NVIDIA, I would need it to be at 139 to not get called away and to realize all of the call premium. So anyway, that's going to clinch this one. That's going to do it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe and join Discord. Doesn't have to be in that order. Just make sure you do all three. And take care. And we will see you all hopefully bright.